new season just underway. Richard, you... feel the excitement around the league.
It's one of my favorite times of the year, BA, and after all the hard work these guys put in during the offseason, now we get to see if it's paid off.
So a look at our starters for the Heat. Smith out there with Derek Lively. Then it's Luka Doncic. Then there's George. And it's Nesmith in at the 2 guard. And rejected. And that's out of bounds. Miami will keep it. And it's time to take another look at that powerful block.
That'll put some fear into the shooters, and he made sure to do it early, too.
The 6-footer. Another miss by Doncic. Outside Jones. Ball outside. Just 5 to shoot. And it's all from 3-point range. And here's Miami. And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
I caught up with Coach Charles Lee. I asked him what he told his team in regards to how to guard Paul George tonight. He told me Paul is a tremendous player. I told our guys that when he's attacking, we need to help one another out. It has to be a team effort defending him. So it sounds like he'll be sending plenty of defenders PG-13's way.
Thanks for that, Allie. The Heat have gone 1 for 3 so far. George for 3. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by George. And Ball will bring it up here for the Grizzlies. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Warriors.
And you know, I mean, they played with great energy all the way through. Just fell a little bit short.
And maybe if they were at home, their fans could have given them the boost they needed to get over the top.
Pulls up. Yes, on the jumper.
He just makes it look so easy on offense. Like, who takes pleasure in torturing defenses? He does.
Now here's Doncic. He had 28 points in the win against Charlotte.
And he also contributed a couple blocks, too. Just a glimpse at the impact he had on defense.
Lively finds Doncic. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
As always, Doncic attracts a lot of attention. Makes a lot of tough shots with hands in his face.
In 2024, Luka Doncic recorded 6 consecutive 30-point triple-double games.
That's right, B.A. The first time anyone has done it in NBA history. So if you didn't already believe in Luka Magic, well, there's some proof that the magic is real.
Now here's Nesmith. And it goes. As the official calls the foul, count it, and he'll shoot one more at the line. Miami shooting their first free throw of the night.
At the line for the Heat, Aaron Nesmith. One shot.
Richard, for years, the Grizzlies' team motto was grit and grind. You think that shifted?
They're a little bit flashier now, but they still have that underdog spirit. That's what grit and grind is about. They're always out to prove themselves.
Middleton outside. Ball outside. Over Doncic. And Ball gets it to go.
Yeah, terrific work from the mid-range. Ball has an impressive feel when to take these shots.
And it's Rick Carlisle calling timeout here. Coach wants to speak to his guys, maybe alter some of the game plan. All right, with this break, let's take a look at the teams that were the toughest to score against last year. The Heat third.
They made life hard on opponents. One of the best defenses in the NBA last year.
First quarter of play, and we're about 3 minutes in. Smith with a screen on Middleton. George against Middleton. Smith outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Lively. And again, no good by Miami. Grizzlies trail by 3. Pass to Johnson. The 3 is up. And he buries his first look.
I mean, the versatility of Middleton. Not just a scorer, also a solid passer and distributor.
Ball against Doncic. Shoots over ball. And it's Doncic missing.
He just looks off this quarter. Looks like he's forcing it a bit right now. A little bit in his head.
Goes up at the elbow. And there are the Grizzlies with another bucket.
Yeah, inside ball has to rely on his agility. That's how he finds his way to close-range looks.
Doncic outside. Inside. It's stolen by Johnson. To the inside. Jones, the pass to ball. Blocked! And here we go, the Heat fast break. A shot to stop the run. Can't hit. 1 for 2 now.
Had enough room to finish, and that's one he'll usually make.
Middleton passes to Jones. George with the block.
Yeah, rejecting the try there. George firing up his guys.
It's time to take a glance again at that superb block.
I mean, letting them know up front that he's on the hunt tonight and eager to knock away shots. I love it.
Johnson finds Carter. Outside Jones. Picked by Carter. 5 to shoot. Outside Jones. That one is off.
And usually that's a bucket for him. But look, nobody's perfect in the mid-range.
And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up. Well, Grant, the Miami Heat are as professionally run as any franchise in this league.
Yeah, and certain numbers point to that. They minimize turnovers, they don't commit cheap fouls, and they hit their free throws. So, in other words, they don't give anything away.
First one falls. Westbrook, he's checked in for LaMelo Ball. So he makes 1 of 2, and the second one misses. After 3 straight playoff appearances, the Grizzlies sadly missed the postseason in 2024.
You know, really, by no fault of their own, B.A., injuries ruined what fans were hoping would be a big year for them. You know, it just goes to show there's no safe bets in this league. I tell you, a little extra pressure on D when you're up against a point guard who can elevate.
It doesn't make it easy, does it?
Yeah, hard to strategize for a guy who can make a pass or a play like this right in your face.
Middleton passes to Carter. Paul George pulls it in. The Heat with the lead. Pass to Doncic. And there's the whistle. That one goes on Herb Jones. That's his first foul of the game.
And there's just 1 foul now away from the penalty.
And we'll have a timeout here called by Rick Carlisle. He's going to talk it over with his guys. Grizzlies on D. Neesmith on the wing, defended by Jones. Shot clock at 6. For 3, George knocks it down from distance.
And great range is a big part of why George is a high-level scorer.
They're searching for a way to score.
Yeah, buckets have been very tough to come by.
Now here's Carter. He's coming off a 10-point game against Golden State. Pass to Middleton. 3-pointer. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
Man, this is just fun. These teams are trading threes back and forth.
This is today's NBA. Hey, we see this kind of exchange more often than not.
Neesmith with it, defended by Jones. And here's George. And that one's good. That makes him 2 for 3.
Sturdy play from George in the paint, getting by the contact and to his finish.
Pass to Carter. To the middle. Rebound by the Heat. And here's Neesmith. George against Middleton. Kicks it to Doncic. For 3, Smith. The rebound by Carter.
So far, rebounding has been a focal point for them.
Jones with the ball. Now Doncic defending. And he'll take a trip to the line for 2. Clearly got fouled on that shot.
First team foul.
These are his first free throws of the game. That's good from Jones. Brook Lopez is checked in for Memphis. Hardaway comes in for Middleton. Jones hits them both.
Productive trip to the line. He doesn't like to leave points on the table.
And here's Mitchell. He'll bring it up for Miami. Jackson outside. For 3, O'Neal. Doesn't go. And he's 0 for 1 from the floor.
Defense dodged the bullet that time. Total breakdown.
A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Grizzlies great Marc Gasol last season retiring from basketball. He embraced the city of Memphis. He said, quote, "I think a player has to feel that it's their city and they have to fight for it. You play with a different mindset when you do that." To me, winning was the most important thing.
And they did a lot of winning, Allie. Here's Mitchell. After the basket by Memphis on the other end. The 3. Always a nice way to start. Makes his first one.
And that's what they want to do. Get him open looks early.
Outside Jones. Back to Westbrook. Over Mitchell. Tried to bank it in, but it misses. The Heat have gone 7 of 16 so far. Grimes, the pass to Mitchell. For 3. Memphis with a rebound. Here's Hardaway. Still no points. Pass to Lopez. The kick out to Johnson. Now here's Jones. And play stops. A whistle there on what looks like an illegal screen.
You can get away with one once in a while, but it looked like he wasn't completely set on that pick.
You gotta blow the whistle when it's that obvious. Great call there by the official.
Miami has gone just 2 for 6 from the arc here in the first. Westbrook against Mitchell. Pass to Clowney. Here's Grimes. Fires for 3. Got a hand on it. And they recover it. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Westbrook against Mitchell. Outside Hardaway. Back to Westbrook. Kicks it out to Hardaway. 6 to shoot. Releases. The rebound by Jackson. And for the Heat, they're shooting only 39% in the early going. Mitchell, the pass to Jackson. Outside for Mitchell. They set a pick. Oh, Westbrook with a block.
Big block by Westbrook. You know that's got to fire him up.
To stop the drought. Oh, can't tie it up as that one's no good. The Heat with the lead. Here's O'Neal. And that one's drained from the low block.
That's about as good of a look as you're going to get. Nice execution.
Boy, they need something to go to regain some confidence.
No question. Way too many empty possessions for them.
Here's Yabusele. Yet to see a basket. Elbow shot on the way. And it's good. Off the back rim and in.
A comfort zone for Westbrook. He still has so much confidence in his mid-range game.
Left side O'Neal. Here's Grimes. Defended by Hardaway. Pass to Mitchell. The Heat need to get one up in a hurry. Grimes' shot is off. Memphis has gone 2 for 4 from range to start things off. Westbrook taking his time here. He nails it, and we're tied.
Defensively, they've got to get more bodies in the paint. That's 3 straight field goals from below the free throw line.
Here's Grimes, defended by Hardaway. Pass to Mitchell. From outside the arc. Can't get it to drop. It's a tie game in Memphis. Don't go away. We'll be back momentarily. And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out ahead in this second quarter. And looking at what we've seen from the Grizzlies, what do you think, guys?
It's simple. When you can protect the rim the way they have, it's a big advantage.
You can't overstate how much interior defense can shape the game. They have a distinct advantage there, and they have turned it into a lead.
And Ball will bring it up here for Memphis. Next up on the schedule, the Nuggets, a home game. That'll be the second and last game of a quick homestand. Setting the floor for the Heat. They've got Luka Doncic. Smith out there with Royce O'Neal. Then it's Aaron Nesmith. And it's Lively in at the center position, filling out the middle. And one guy who's just scratching the surface of his potential, Jabari Smith.
Yeah, he's still very young, still gaining strength. But his upside on both ends is enormous.
Up top, O'Neal. Lopez with the steal. Middleton with it. Guarded by Smith. And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
Oh, strong make by Middleton. Now, he puts in a lot of the work in the weight room on his upper half, and you can see it on that play.
Wendell Carter, he's checked in for Memphis. Jones comes in for Hardaway. Paul George, he's checked in for Miami. That free throw good from Middleton. Well, Grant, you were an excellent defender in your day. So who was the toughest player you had to guard?
Well, there were so many great players, Michael, LeBron. But let's talk about the late, great Kobe Bryant. I mean, he really had no weaknesses. And even if you defended him perfectly, there's a good chance he can still make the shot.
Now here's Smith. 11 points for him last game against Charlotte.
And he was also went to town on the glass, imposed his will, chasing down misses all game long. Not the shot I expected him to take or make, but hey, look, joke's on me. He hit it.
Ball finds Middleton. Deflected. Ball against Doncic. Over ball. No good, off the front rim. The Grizzlies have gone just 1 of 3 to begin the second quarter. To the paint. Here's Johnson. Oh, and Johnson slams it in.
His hang time on the rim puts a sweet cherry on top, B.A.
It's a close game, and those displays of explosiveness can jumpstart a team. Now here's Smith. Doncic, a screen on Johnson. Second chance effort. The three, Smith. Nails it from 3. Smith's got 5.
This has been a close game in a lot of ways, but they do have an edge on the boards.
Johnson on the wing. Ball against Doncic. Ball, a screen on George. Clock at 6. Now here's Middleton. Not a lot of room. Somehow scores the layup in traffic.
They're finding ways to get the ball into the paint. 5 consecutive buckets.
Johnson against Smith. Kicks it to George. And out of bounds. The Grizzlies will take it. And this is what the schedule looks like for Miami. On Saturday, they continue the road trip, heading out to Dallas to take on the Mavericks. And then Monday, they'll be matching up with Jimmy Butler and the Boston Celtics.
And you know, for that matchup with Denver, that will be game number 8 on the schedule for them. Starting to get into the full swing of things by then.
Carter, a screen on Doncic. Johnson passes to Carter. Oh, he can't sink it. He's 0 for 3. The Heat have gotten 2 of 5 shots to fall this second quarter. Nice finish from Luka.
Oh, Luka is so skilled at using his body to create good looks inside.
Jones, the pass to Ball. Down low. And he takes the feed in stride and slams it home.
And plays like that one can make the difference in a close game.
And it definitely got the bench on their feet, too.
And you can feel the jolt of energy that he sent through his team. That is a huge boost in a tight game like this.
And we'll have a timeout here called by Rick Carlisle. I think right now he must be looking at some adjustments. And with this break, a chance to see the best passers in the league from last season. Second, Luka Doncic.
Not a lot of guys had better vision on the floor than him. He was able to see passing lanes and ready shooters no one else could.
George finds Lively. Doncic deciding where to go with it. Pass to George. Lively with it. 5 on the clock. Smith passes to Lively. And a slam dunk by Lively.
Yeah, so good to see Smith passing the ball like this, wanting to improve as a distributor in the NBA.
Ball against Doncic. And count that. 2 points and a chance for one more at the line. And the lead just keeps changing hands.
5 times already, and we still haven't gotten out of the first half.
And now we get a little perspective here on how the hustle game has been for Memphis.
When you pile up the blocks earlier in games, it really can affect the other team. They lose confidence offensively.
And also, the coaching staff has to love the hustle so far. Just playing with great energy, getting out and converting in transition.
And given LaMelo Ball is 6'7", how does this give him an advantage at his position, Greg?
Well, B.A., he's able to score on smaller guards, as well as see over them and find his teammates. His height and quick decision-making are real weapons.
Doncic. Luka on the attack.
Oh, my. Tight defense, but Doncic just muscles it in.
Outside Johnson. Off target with the three.
And even after airtight defense like that, you still just expect him to hit those kind of shots.
George passes to Doncic. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead. And so it's Jones who brings up the ball for the Grizzlies. Pass to Ball. Jones sets a screen. 4-3. And Ball with the basket on the assist from Jones. Ball's got 6 in the quarter.
And shooting-wise, he's been fantastic, helping to build this lead.
He goes up. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws. That one on Doncic.
And the acceleration off the drive is amazing. Ball can be tough to catch up to.
And this will be a second trip to the free throw line. And he drops the first.
You gotta respect the enthusiasm LaMelo Ball brings to his game. He thrives out here under the bright lights with all eyes on him.
And so Ball nails both of them.
Showing more aggression here in the second quarter. He's seeking contact and working himself to the line.
Pass to George. Nice touch on the bank shot. George has got 7 points in the game.
And that's the versatility of George. He does it from long range, mid-range, and at the rim.
Jones, the pass to Ball. Good D by Doncic. Heat trail by 4. There's Nesmith with a 3. Pure from three-point range. He has 7.
You give a shooter of his caliber that much time to seam it up? Oh, yeah, you're done.
Back to Middleton. To the paint. Here's Johnson. That's good. And so Middleton with the assist. Johnson's got 4 points in the quarter.
That's been the story of their offense so far. Getting a number of looks from point-blank range.
Nesmith passes to George. Can't tie it up. That one misses. Memphis leading by 3. Outside Johnson. Ball outside. Beyond the arc. Smith with the rebound. Smith's got his 4th rebound in this one. Inside. It's tipped. Lively finds Doncic. That's good. And now he's 5 for 11 in this one.
And give Luka the ball, and you know what happens next. Instantly, he finds a shot.
Outside Jones. And it's good. Fought through contact. Hit the shot and will go to the line. Memphis shooting their 7th free throw attempt here. So for Miami, Jackson, he's checked in for Lively. Grimes comes in for Paul George. And Mitchell subbed in for Doncic.
1 shot.
The free throw off from Jones.
Yeah, they're playing a much more physical game here in the second quarter.
Outside Nesmith. Back to Mitchell. Back to Nesmith. Here's Grimes. He's covered by Bay. Picked by Smith. Here's Grimes. They get it back. And the dunk by Jackson.
And when the game is this close, you have to go all out.
He certainly understands his role, huh? When the shot goes up, just crashes the offensive glass.
He's just giving them everything he has. It's why his teammates appreciate and enjoy playing with him.
And Lopez gets it to go.
Smart shot from Lopez. If he's got a decent look and can avoid putting the ball on the deck, he's got to pull the trigger.
Mitchell with the ball. Smith with a screen on Ball. Ball against Mitchell. Outside Nesmith. Lets it go from deep. just off on that shot. Just 1 for 7 in the game.
They're losing because he is struggling so bad, and he has not looked comfortable all game.
Ball finds Bay. Shoots over Neesmith. The bank shot, no good.
Well, that's what you get when you go for style points with a fadeaway, and look, he paid the price.
All right, let's get a report from Allie.
LaMelo Ball is such an instinctive playmaker. Talking about his approach, he said, "I'm just making it up. I see someone, I throw it, whatever comes to mind." Brian, the way he sees the game makes him box office attraction.
I like it. It's that new school flair with a game that harkens back to some of the greats. He's special to watch, Allie. And so it's Memphis with it. Miami making their last shot. Ball outside. Yabusele. Rebound Miami. Smith's got 7 rebounds in the game. Outside Mitchell. Now here's Neesmith. 7 points in the game. Pass to Jackson. Right wing. An open look for Smith. And he buries that one. Back rim and in. Smith's got 7.
He's looking much more confident here in the second quarter as far as his scoring goes.
And here's Lopez. Bay with it. Neesmith covering. Goes up. Bay, no good. Miami has gone 2 of 5 from distance here in the second quarter. Here's Grimes. Out of bounds. It'll be Memphis' ball. Some changes for Memphis. Hardaway's checked in for Jones. And it's Westbrook in for LaMelo Ball. O'Neal, he's checked in for Miami. Memphis has gone 4 of 9 so far from the perimeter. Westbrook against Mitchell. Outside Hardaway from behind the arc. O'Neal pulls it in. And for the Heat, they're shooting about 58% so far in the second. Westbrook against Mitchell. Here's Grimes. That one falls. Nice setup by Mitchell. And now a 3-point Miami lead.
Gotta fight harder to get over those screens.
Yeah, as soon as these guys feel contact, they are just disappearing like they're not even there. You gotta show some fire and keep defending.
Now here's Hardaway. Still without a bucket. Can they get it? And he lays it in.
Yeah, mixing it up inside. And I like when Hardaway Jr. tries his luck close to the rim.
Minute 32 left to play in the first half. Smith outside. Back to Mitchell. Just 4 to shoot. Launches it. It's not going to go for him.
And let's be honest, they're winning in spite of his atrocious shooting performance.
To the inside. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2.
Second personal foul.
And Lopez is just so big and long, which puts defenses in a bind and makes them overcommit at times.
Taking 2 shots.
The free throw drops for Lopez.
You know, Brook Lopez has consistently evolved as a player, adding layer after layer to his game and making himself a threat on both ends.
Clowney, he's checked in for Smith. He's off on the second.
I know he's kicking himself for not snatching the lead. But look, he tied things up.
Mitchell against Westbrook. Outside O'Neal. The 3-ball. Offensive rebound. Jackson. And again, it's Miami converting.
That scoreless first quarter, that might have woke him up, and he's turned it on here in the second.
Westbrook, the pass to Lopez. Outside Hardaway. Lopez, the screen. Another missed shot. He's 1 of 5, looking shaky out there. The Heat with the lead. Pass to Mitchell. Screen by O'Neal. Mitchell deciding where to go with it. Off the mark there with a three. Now Westbrook. And some nice defense there to end the quarter. And we're through the first half of play here in what's been a good one. Miami out in front. They lead by a bucket. Well, now we have some time to check in with Allie LaForce. Allie.
I'm alongside Coach Rick Carlisle. Defensively, you are slowing them down. What can you say about the effort you're seeing so far?
You know, this team is a deceptive team despite their record. They got a lot of weapons, and they've been a tough matchup for us, so we've got to keep grinding away.
The grind continues. Thanks, Coach.
Okay, Allie, appreciate it. And, folks, we'll be back after halftime to begin the third quarter.
Hello, everybody. So far, a fairly even game for the Memphis Grizzlies through the first two quarters.
I don't know what they have to do to get a rebound. They're fortunate to still be in this game.
Well, we know rebounding is partly a hustle stat. But I don't know if the energy is their problem. They're just getting pushed around, Shaq.
And shifting our focus now, a breakdown of the injuries around the league.
Well, ordinarily, their whole offense runs through Trae Young, so a tough adjustment without him in the lineup.
More opportunities to go around.
Thanks for joining us. Time to head back over to the third quarter with Brian Anderson.
Second half of basketball is upon us, and we may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game we've seen so far. LaMelo Ball with a strong contribution so far in this one.
Through the first two quarters, he's been on fire. Explosive offensive performance.
If they don't change their approach in the second half, let's just say his success will continue.
And so it's Ball with it. He brings it up for the Memphis Grizzlies. Chris Middleton is out there with Jalen Johnson. Then it's Herb Jones. Then it's Ball. And it's Carter in at the 5, down low. That's the lineup in the game for Memphis.
Just enough of a shot contest to bother him.
Smith inside. Johnson on him. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting. That one on Johnson.
You gotta like how energetic Jabari Smith is. A young guy who is fired up and ready to prove to the entire league just how good he can be.
And he makes a first.
Look, a big man who can score at all 3 levels, they do not grow on trees. Smith Jr., he is one of them.
So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2. Grizzlies trail by 3. Ball passes to Johnson. Oh, and Johnson slams it in.
The playmaking ability of Ball. So crafty and skilled at finding his guys.
Outside Nesmith. Pass to Doncic. From downtown, Luka! Lethal!
And what kind of defense was that? You can't give up wide open threes like that. What are you doing?
And he's 6 for 12 after that one.
They just look so overwhelmed inside. You know, that's why they continue to get attacked.
Smith outside. Back to Doncic. Lively with a screen on Ball. To the middle. And a slam dunk by Lively.
You know, the instincts of Luka Doncic are second to none. Such a natural playmaker.
Outside Johnson. Doncic against ball. Down low. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair.
First personal foul. First team foul.
First trip to the line for him here.
Wendell Carter Jr. 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
He misses the free throw.
Versatility is what Wendell Carter Jr. brings to your squad. He has offensive game both inside and outside. And on the other end, he gets the job done using his size.
Now here's Doncic. He's got 13. Smith with it, and Johnson picks him up defensively. Ball with a steal. It's a one-on-one situation. Oh, going all the way.
Good, solid start to the half, hitting 3 out of 4.
Pretty even game going here in Memphis. Smith outside. Back to Doncic. Here's the 3. And the rebound goes to the Grizzlies. Johnson's got 5 rebounds tonight. Pass to Middleton. Back to Jones. To the inside. Ball. And he misses the go-ahead basket. Miami's gone 1 of 2 shooting from the perimeter since halftime. Now Lively. Nesmith with it. The 3. The Grizzlies pull it in. Carter's got 6 rebounds in the game. It's Middleton on the wing. George defending. Carter, the pass to Ball. Up and over Doncic. And Ball with the basket on the assist by Carter.
They're going old school out there now, working the mid-range part of the floor.
And it's Rick Carlisle calling timeout here. He wants to make sure everybody's on the same page. LaMelo Ball with a strong contribution so far in this one.
And whatever the D has thrown at him, he's had an answer. His offense is coming naturally to him because he keeps things simple. You hear that, people? Keeps things simple.
And it's the 2K leaderboard. Team leaders in blocks last season. Memphis, 4th.
They had the bodies and the energy needed to be a strong defensive team, and they made it hard for opponents to do damage.
To the paint. It's stolen by Johnson. Middleton outside. Inside. Oh, and Johnson slams it in.
Got to give him credit for jumping on the ball and making the most at the other end.
Boy, inexcusable at this point of the game. They got to be more composed in these moments.
An important 2 points, not just on the scoreboard, but also for a little bit of momentum.
Here's Smith. The Grizzlies making their last shot. Just 5 on the clock. To get back on track. Nice shot by George. George has got 9 points.
Such a pure scorer. If George finds his shot, it's almost as good as in.
Well, Grant, you often hear about how smooth Paul George's game is.
Yeah, I'll tell you this. Young players could learn a lot by watching his footwork. His timing, his ability to find the space he needs, it's just tremendous.
Now here's Ball. Give him 20. Offline from the top of the key. Doncic against Ball. Wow, deep shot from Luka.
And their offense tonight is Luka, Luka, and more Luka. When he's on, it's an opponent's worst nightmare.
Jones feels it out. Pass to Middleton. From deep. Lively grabs a miss. Lively's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. Doncic finds Smith. And here's Lively. He's checked by Carter. Now here's Smith. Now George. Doncic, a screen on Middleton. George for 3. Ball with the rebound. And so it's Ball with it. He brings it up for the Memphis Grizzlies. Here's Middleton. Right side Carter. Ball against Doncic. Jones with a screen on Doncic. Oh, Ball dropping it in for 3.
His first triple of the second half. Can he get it going?
Miami has gone 2 for 5 from 3 since halftime. Back to Doncic. Lively with a screen on Ball. And here's Doncic outside. Rebounded by Johnson.
And this is exactly who you want taking that shot. He just missed it.
Oh, and Johnson slams it in.
Impressive one-hand slam right there, B.A.
Man, as long as he's confident about it, I'm good with it. Maybe use 2 hands next time. He knows where he is. They get it again. Here's Smith. Second shot opportunity. Pass to Lively. Ball against Doncic. Oh, Doncic playing above the rim.
A guard that can truly do it all. Doncic has tremendous power.
Here's Ball, and it's Memphis with another.
And he's coming off a huge performance, and his confidence couldn't be any higher. And his coach knows that, too.
When it ain't broke, leave it alone until someone stops him. Just let him roll.
And you can't let Doncic get this type of positioning, because then you're pretty much forced to foul him.
All right, guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the Grizzlies.
Oh, they've been punishing the inside defense consistently in this one. Look, it's been a very productive area of the floor for them.
Yeah, something else they're doing in this game is striking from long range. The defense just hasn't been able to keep them off the arc tonight.
That's good from Doncic.
And Doncic is a walking triple-double threat. His versatility and confidence is really special.
And a new group getting ready for Memphis. Lopez, he's checked in for Carter. Sadiq Bey comes in for Johnson. Hardaway's checked in for Middleton. And it's Russell Westbrook in for Jones. Doncic hits them both.
And when we talk about franchise players, guys who can carry a team, Luka Doncic is one of the few guys in that category.
And we've got a timeout called by Charles Lee. He wants a few moments to regroup with his players.
You see yourself on screen, and you show us the best move. Let's go!
Westbrook finds ball. On the wing, Bay. Back to Ball. Ball ventures inside and converts.
Talk about putting a team on your back. He has been dominant this quarter, and I don't think they are winning without him.
Doncic passes to Mitchell. Screen by O'Neal. Mitchell up top, pounded by Westbrook. Here's George. And a nice finish on the layup. George has got 11 points.
Yeah, muscling his way for the bucket. George doing what he does best.
Bay with a screen on Mitchell. Pass to Ball. Bay outside. 6 on the shot clock. Hardaway, no good. And so George will bring it up for the Heat. After this one, they're off to Dallas to take on the Mavericks. That'll wrap up this short 2-game road trip. And here's Hardaway. Outside for Bay. Jacks up a 3. Rebound Miami. Mitchell's got 4 rebounds now. Pass to Doncic. And here's Mitchell. Jackson outside. Now Doncic. Shoots over Ball. Luka against resistance.
His accuracy is on another level this quarter. Really high-quality shooting.
Ball against Doncic. Outside Hardaway. 3-pointer. It's good. And the assist that time from Ball. He's got 5.
Yeah, that's like a layup to Hardaway at this point in his career.
From deep, here's Doncic. And Bay pulls it down. Memphis leading. Here's Ball. Ball making the D look helpless.
This man is on fire. His team is winning, and it doesn't get better than that.
George against Bay. Here's George. 11 points in the game. Shoots over Bay. George's shot is off. Memphis leading by 4. Hardaway with it. He's got 5. Out of bounds. It'll be Miami's ball. All right, let's look back on last season for a moment. Here were your scoring leaders. Number 1, Luka Doncic.
For him, it was a season to remember. And I think his fans would say the same.
A different look for Miami. Clowney comes in for Paul George. And it's Grimes in for Doncic. Heat trail by 4. Now here's Mitchell. Pass to O'Neal. Back to Mitchell. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. Mitchell's got 5 now.
Assertive move. You can tell the game's heating up a bit.
Bay outside. For 3, Westbrook. Oh, the Grizzlies get it back. Here's Lopez. Bay outside. Tries again. And the shot no good. A bit short.
Oh, man, he can't get anything to fall. You can feel his frustration.
Yeah, that's it right now. He's just in his own head. Not much you can do to try and push through it.
Westbrook against Mitchell. Ball outside. A minute 22 left in the third. Oh, LaMelo with some trickery.
They're in strong position coming down the stretch, and he is a big reason why.
Westbrook against Mitchell. Pass to O'Neal. Jackson with a screen on Bay. 3-pointer, O'Neal connects from downtown. O'Neal's got his second basket of the night. Here in the second half, this game's still nip and tuck.
Just an insane amount of lead changes. The fans are getting their money's worth.
Now here's Ball. He's got 31. Here's Yabusele. Hey, from long range. Mitchell grabs the miss. Mitchell's got 5 rebounds in the game. Pass to O'Neal. Mitchell against Westbrook. To the inside. Deflects the pass. Lopez with the steal.
And they can run out the clock here. No need to rush it.
Yeah, and you don't have to be quick. You just have to be deliberate. That's just smart basketball right there. Finding a way to get a high percentage shot on offense.
Here's Grimes. With 1 on the clock. Misses the layup. And we've just finished the third quarter. What a tight game we've got going. Memphis ahead, up by 1. And don't go away. We'll be back in a few moments. It'll be the fourth quarter of basketball coming up next. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist to the game.
Yeah, just shredding the defense with that feed. Zero chance to stop that.
That's an unguardable pass, flat out. Give him credit for possessing that type of vision.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we'll start the fourth in what is still anybody's ball game. Setting the floor for the Heat. Derek Lively is out there with Smith. Then it's Royce O'Neal. Then it's Luka Doncic. And it's Grimes in at the 2-guard spot. Now here's Smith for 3. O'Neal. Memphis with a rebound. Johnson's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Pass to Middleton. Over Smith. And it's off the back of the rim. No good.
Trying to close out. You got to know who's hot and who's not.
Yep, that one goes. And the Heat lead by 1.
And there's the length of Smith at work. Playing big on the interior.
Westbrook against Doncic. Outside Carter. 3-pointer is up. Middleton. And Grimes pulls it down.
He knocked down a 3 in the first quarter, but he's still been unable to connect from deep past the break.
Pass to Doncic. Smith with a screen on Westbrook. Westbrook against Doncic. Shot clock at 5. Ooh, Doncic. Nice soft touch.
This is Doncic's pure shooting ability in action, making it look easy with that nice floater.
Oh, there's the alley. Oh, and Johnson slams it in.
Beautiful setup on the alley-oop.
Great catch, great flush. Doncic against Westbrook. Doncic outside. And the rebound goes to the Grizzlies. We're about 2 minutes into the fourth here. Pass to Middleton. Now here's Westbrook. And he'll draw the foul. He'll head to the line for 2.
This is the type of pressure that Westbrook puts on defenders, forcing them to foul him.
At the line for 2. Russell Westbrook.
Take a break. Take a break.
And he knocks down the first one.
When Westbrook is facilitating the offense, that's when he is the most valuable contributor.
Memphis making a switch here. Jones is checked in. And Miami with a change here too. George, he's checked in for O'Neal. And here's Doncic outside. Again, Doncic missing.
And the shooter had very little space on that attempt.
I'm sure they'll think twice about shooting against him next time.
Johnson finds Westbrook. Down low. And he banks in the layup. And the Grizzlies lead by 2.
He's got moves in close. There's a reason Westbrook likes to get in there.
Smith outside. George outside. Lets the three fly. And he's 6 for 12 after that one. Coming down the stretch. It's still anyone's game.
Incredible effort and energy on both sides. These guys must be gassed.
Johnson a screen on George. Middleton passes to Johnson. Oh, and Johnson slams it in.
You're working the two-man game with Middleton. They trust him to make those good reads.
Here's Grimes. To the paint. Here's George. Oh, he gets it to go. 7 of 13 now.
It's winning time, and that's a winning play.
Middleton outside. Johnson against Smith. Jones sets a screen. Middleton passes to Johnson. Middleton with it. Doncic pulls down the board. Doncic has got rebound number 5 here tonight.
They've been dominating the boards tonight, yet it's still a close game. Yeah, pretty slick move by Smith. You got to have a strong handle to go up against NBA defenders.
Middleton against George. Now here's Middleton. Tightly guarded. Hits the jump hook.
And this is just typical of him. Always making an impact at crucial moments in the game.
And his team needs every bit of his production if they want to pull this one out. It is neck and neck here in the final period.
So it's Miami now. The Grizzlies making their last shot. It's George on the wing, defended by Jones. Puts it up from 17, and good as it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down.
And late in that shot clock, George bailing this possession out.
Westbrook outside, and he lobs it up. Oh, and Johnson slams it in.
Gliding the pass to where it needed to be.
Wow, a strong finish to seal the deal. George outside. Back to Doncic. Fires from deep. The rebound by Carter. Carter's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Westbrook, the pass to Middleton. And unable to get the go-ahead bucket there. For Miami, they've gotten 6 of 10 attempts to drop in the 4th quarter. Doncic passes to George. And here's Lively. Pass to Smith. It's stolen by Johnson. Now here's Jones. The D's right on him. They set the screen to take the lead. The drive by Westbrook. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line.
Playing with no fear. Westbrook getting downhill and making things happen.
Nesmith, he's checked in for Miami. And that one drops. So now they lead by 1. And so it's Doncic with it. He brings it up for Miami. To the middle. Tipped. Stolen by Carter. Now here's Jones. Nesmith covering. Pass to Middleton. Westbrook outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Up and over Doncic. Rebound Miami. George has got 5 rebounds tonight. Doncic outside. Now Smith. This one for 3. That one falls. Great setup by Doncic. Doncic has got 5 assists tonight.
This is Smith's game. Set him up and he'll knock him down.
Now here's Carter. Back to Westbrook. Pass to Carter. Fires the 3. Got a piece of it. Carter against Smith. Outside Nesmith. Fires the 3. Rebound by Middleton. Memphis has gone 0 for 2 from outside here in the 4th quarter. Westbrook with it. Here's Jones. Johnson a screen on Doncic. Here's Jones. He hits the back iron and sinks it. The Heat have gotten 7 of 12 shots to drop in this fourth quarter. Smith with a screen on Middleton. George against Middleton. And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair.
The physicality of George. His coaches and teammates encourage him to attack and draw contact.
At the line for 2.
No good on the free throw.
And you got to give Paul George credit for his mental toughness. There's always lots of chatter out there, but he tunes it out and just focuses on his game.
LaMelo Ball, he's checked in for Westbrook. And he's good on the second.
And hey, he did just enough to get the lead. That's what's most important.
Ball surveys the floor. Pass to Jones. Driving inside. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up. Aaron Nesmith picks one up. And let's take a moment here to get your take, guys, on the scoring so far for the Heat.
All game long, they've been making it rain from the arc. And look, they've done it by feeding the hot hands.
Well, another major factor in the offensive performance was the fast break. Converting on those chances when they get them tonight.
First one falls for him. Jones hits them both. Miami trailing. Now George. Clock at 6. He takes it in. Good. He's been great in this one. 9 for 15 after that shot.
Come on, guys. Check out the tenacity. There's no back down in this fellow whatsoever.
Ball finds Carter. Jones with the ball. Pass to Johnson. To the paint. Here's Ball. And Ball throws it down.
Oh, clutch points from Ball. You can't forget he's 6'7", and that really helps him get shots off when it matters the most.
Now here's Doncic. Picked by Smith. Here's Nesmith. Grizzlies with the rebound.
And the defense gets bailed out by the miss. He usually converts that.
Pass to Johnson. Now Ball. Now Carter. Covered by Lively. Carter, the pass to Johnson. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2.
The officials were right on top of that one.
At the line for Memphis, Jalen Johnson, 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first free throw is good. And Johnson drops them both. Heat trail by 3. And it's Rick Carlisle calling timeout here. He was quite emphatic, demanding the timeout, clearly wanting to address strategy with his team.
All right, everyone, it's your time. Get up and get down on your ball.
from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Well, over the break, I listened in on Rick Carlisle's huddle. He isn't liking what he's seeing out there on the perimeter, saying to his guys, defensively, we're too lax, and they're getting any three they want. And offensively, the ball movement, it isn't crisp, which is why we're not getting many opportunities from outside. I want to see improvement on both ends.
As always, Allie, we thank you. George passes to Neesmith. Doncic outside. Pass to Smith. Back to Doncic. And again, no good by Miami.
He's lost his momentum in a big hurry. Coming off an excellent quarter, now he just can't find the money. Just rising up to the rim.
Man, when he gets up there, he gets up there. You know what I'm saying? He trail by 5. Screen by Lively. Pass to Doncic. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair. They'll pin that on Chris Middleton.
And this team's offensive catalyst, Doncic, puts pressure on the defense every possession.
Good on the first, and that shrinks the margin to just 4. Doncic hits them both.
See, it's easy to see why his teammates trust him. He's a leader on this team and loves coming up huge in the clutch.
Ball with no fear.
Causing havoc inside. The ball is just so fast and so nimble.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 seconds.
And he misses the first one. Boy, he wanted that one to go. That's good. Going 1 of 2 from the line. And that gives him a 4-point cushion. For Miami, they've gotten 8 of 15 during the fourth quarter. Screen by Lively. Pass to Doncic. To the inside. Oh, he powers right through the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul, too. And he'll go to the line. That's on Wendell Carter. Lopez, he's checked in for Memphis. And the free throw, no good. Memphis has gone 0 for 2 from outside here in the fourth quarter. Jones in the post. Neesmith covering. Here's Ball. That's good. And it's Jones with the assist. Jones has got 4 assists now tonight.
You know, when everything's clicking, Ball can steal the show. And we're seeing it right here.
Now here's Neesmith. Pass to Doncic. Kicks it to George. And again, no good by Miami.
And you never want to give a shooter like him a clean look.
And here's Ball. Nice move. No good at the rim. And Doncic has got the ball here for the Miami Heat. There's 47 seconds left in the fourth quarter here. And it's good. Brought them within 2 points now.
Great to see guys who don't back down under pressure.
He knew what they needed here and was determined to deliver.
And it's Charles Lee calling timeout here. And a great call on his part. This is the time you want to be in sync right here. .40 seconds left in the fourth. It falls!
Pressure's on, but it seems like Ball is not feeling any of it. And not a moment to lose on this possession.
Clock working against them right now.
Outside Neesmith. He connects! And that one brings them within one!
And their strategy is obvious. Manufacture looks from outside the arc.
With the way they're shooting, there's no need to look for any other shot. Just keep letting it rain.
And we've got a timeout called by Charles Lee. There is a lot on the line, and he is determined to make sure everyone's on the same page. Here's Ball, and they're going to prolong the game with an intentional foul.
Yeah, no, you had to do that. I mean, you can't allow them to dribble out the time. Shoot two.
First free throw is good, and that'll put him up 2. Second one is good, getting both at the line, and it's a 3-point game.
And those were some big-time shots. Those free throws helping make this a 3-point game.
And we'll have a timeout here called by Rick Carlisle. Critical moment here. He's not taking any chances. Let's hear from our analyst. Give us your take on the strategy being discussed right now.
If they leave the arc open, take it. But it may be safer to get a quick 2 and then foul.
Yeah, time is the enemy at this point, so I think I'd go for the tie and avoid playing the foul game.
We've got 22 seconds left in the fourth. Back to Neesmith to tie it up. And it's in. Oh, an enormous three-pointer.
This is what it's been since halftime. Remarkable results from downtown.
In the modern NBA, you have to hit threes to win games, and they've made that adjustment since the break.
Here's Ball. Oh, offline. Time expires. We're going to overtime. We've got more in store for you right after this. Boy, these teams have battled tooth and nail for 4 quarters. Now we're headed to overtime. This one should be fun. We've got Neesmith, George out there with Smith. Then there's Derek Lively, and it's Doncic in at the point guard position. Ball finds Jones. Johnson with it. Now here's Ball, guarded by Doncic. Oh, it's stolen by Doncic. And Doncic hammers it home.
Adding insult to injury with the dunk off the steal.
Nice to see a good play on D. That led to some fireworks.
Once he poked it away, you knew what was on his mind.
Now here's Lopez. Johnson passes to Ball. Shot clock at 6. Up and over Doncic. And that's good from 17 feet. Ball's got 42 in the game.
Sweet shot right there from Ball. A multi-talented offensive weapon.
And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair.
Hey, if you can't block it, sending him to the line can be the next best thing.
Luka Doncic taking 2 shots.
That's good from Doncic. Doncic hits them both. Memphis trailing here. Outside Jones. Extra time here, just over a minute into overtime. Middleton outside from the arc. Gets the three to fall.
Now, if you're the defense, you can't allow Middleton to heat up out there. I mean, he can be so efficient from long range.
Ball against Doncic.
Everyone in the building saw the obvious contact.
Second team foul. Shooting for Miami. Luka Doncic. 2 shots.
That one misses. He hits the second from the line.
This team thinks they should be up in front, but at least they tied it up.
Pass to Lopez. In overtime, here a minute and a half gone. Johnson finds ball. 6 to shoot. Over Doncic. Ball no good. And the Heat shooting a nice 50% for the game. Rejected by Lopez.
Just an effective shot blocker. Lopez using all of that 7 feet, and he does a great job of picking his spots.
And here's Ball. He'll bring it up for the Grizzlies. Pass to Lopez. Outside Jones. Back to Middleton. Johnson a screen on George. Floats one up. Yeah, that one's good.
Yeah, scrappy play by Middleton. Going up inside and forcing his shot past the coverage.
And it's Rick Carlisle calling timeout here. He wants their game plan to be crystal clear at this point. Just under 2.5 minutes passed in this OT. Doncic outside. Goes up and lays it in nice and easy. Doncic has got 9 points now in the quarter.
And from the moment he stepped into the league, Luka's been a big-time player.
And it's Charles Lee calling timeout here. Coach clearly has something he wants to say to his team right now. Overtime basketball, folks. If you're just tuning in, we're just over 2.5 minutes in. Ball against Doncic. Ball into the lane. It's hauled in by the Heat. Doncic has got 9 rebounds in the game. Boy, he's getting it done. And he's going for the lob. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Doncic.
Oh, no, that was a huge turnover. That cannot happen at this point in the game.
It's great to see a fantastic block on replay once again.
Yeah, obviously he had the shot well anticipated, able to shut it down with authority.
For Memphis, they've gotten 3 of 5 attempts to go as we play here in this OT period. Ball, it's deflected. Out of bounds. It'll be Heat ball. The Heat with the lead. Doncic outside. And the shot goes. Doncic has got 39.
And how about the handles Luka has? Phenomenal at creating scoring opportunities for himself.
The 3 from Ball. Counted from distance.
Got his man all tangled up. I mean, serious crossover.
Lively with a screen on Jones. Pass to Doncic. George for 3. Rebounded by Johnson. For Memphis, they've gotten 4 of 7 shots to go during this overtime period. Here's Ball. And that misses. That would have put him up. Well, Miami shooting around 51%. That's a good number. George for 3. Drills it from deep. George has got 24 points.
Some players shrink when the pressure's on, but he lives for these moments.
Takes a step back. Here's Ball. Oh, a clear foul there on the missed shot. So he'll get a pair at the line. Doncic. And so he's picked up his final foul, and he'll sit the rest of this one out. Miami making a switch here. Mitchell's checked in.
Taking 2 shots.
And no good, as the first free throw misses. We'll see if he can hit the second. And he does get the second one. And that narrows the lead down to just 3.
And by missing that free throw, now a 3 could even the score. Not ideal.
Middleton against George. Let's go with a 3. Rebounded by Johnson.
And he almost made them regret defending him so loosely.
Inside. Here's Lopez. Money!
Give Lopez props for staying ready. I mean, he reads these important situations so well and knows exactly what to do.
8-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. George for 3. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by George. Just a superb read on defense to come up with the block.
Yeah, just some terrific effort there. And you know the whole team will get an energy boost off a block like that one.
And it's Charles Lee calling timeout here. Great time to call his guys into the huddle at a very tense moment in this game. All right, guys, how do you see him managing the next possession?
It's always interesting to see what play a coach has saved for a situation like this.
If they've got a surefire quick bucket play, let's just say now's the time to use it.
And they aren't over the limit yet.
And it's Rick Carlisle calling timeout here. The pressure is on, and he's got a plan to share with his guys. How do you think this is going to play out?
It's always interesting to see what play a coach has saved for a situation like this.
If they've got a surefire quick bucket play, let's just say now's the time to use it.
George scanning the floor.
His nimbleness makes him a unique threat at the rim.
A deep 3 from Ball. Oh, the all-or-nothing shot attempt falls offline. So it's the Heat taking the W at a close one. They escape with the W, even though they needed a few extra minutes to pull it off.
And both teams gave their all. But when it came down to overtime, it was about who had more determination.
And now let's check in with Allie LaForce with the player of the game. Allie.
Luka, yes, another victory.
Thanks, Allie. Great interview once again. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Richard Jefferson, Grant Hill, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.